Y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review for Married at First Sight Season 15, The Reunion Part 1. Y'all, I tried to do this yesterday, but in the middle part, it got a little boring with like Morgan and Ben, so I fell asleep. I was going to try to like get cute for y'all today and try again, but child, if I don't give it to y'all as is, y'all ain't gonna get it. Like, here it go. Like, let's get into it. Before we do, really quickly, I want to thank all my new subscribers. If you've watched my content before and haven't subscribed, definitely give it a thumbs up. Help your girl out. I'm trying to get to 500 and I'm about halfway to my goal, so help me out, please. I would appreciate it tremendously if you subscribed, like, comment, and share. If you enjoyed this video at the end, don't hesitate to subscribe. I have plenty more content coming your way. So we're back with Kevin Frazier, and I ain't no secret, I ain't no Kevin Frazier fan. I feel like he's been biased during past reunions. He just, like, it seems like he don't even watch the show, in my opinion, so I wasn't really feeling him even being there, honestly, but I'm gonna give it to him. I think he asked much better questions this time around. They must have got feedback, and he must have really been reviewing those tapes that they were showing him, because he did better this time with the questions. So, and he starts off asking everybody how they felt about seeing themselves on TV. Then we go into Stasha and Nate being freaky with the vibrating panties of it all. I didn't really much care for that. Like, it just, like, I don't even think it needed to be mentioned. But that's just me. So Kevin asks who's not on good terms. Everyone's silent, looking around from left to right. They don't know. Then Kevin asks who blocked someone. Now, why would you ask this? Unless somebody told you that people was getting blocked. Because who would ask that? Nate said Justin blocked everyone. Justin said Nate is fake and gave an example of him giving his opinion on Morgan and Ben's relationship. He just gave his opinion because y'all were talking about it collectively as a group, and he was asked a question, he answered it. And I loved when Nate was giving his opinion on Morgan and Alexis, truth be told. I like when Nate gives his opinion. It wasn't given fake, though. I felt like he kept it all the way 100 the whole time out of everybody there. Nate said he'll give his opinion if someone comes to him, but he's not going to focus on other people's relationships. He has his own wife that he needs to focus on. And I respect it. And I mean, Stasha's a lot, so yeah. And that's coming from a woman who's a lot. So Justin is defensive, and Kevin wants to know why Justin said Nate made a pass at him. And so does everyone else. So Justin said 2 days in a row, Nate had told him he got nice skin and nice teeth. And he like, why are you complimenting another man twice? Justin, if you don't, boy, I could. Now, because even Kevin, when they got the fussing and yelling, Kevin was looking like, oh no, not my people acting like this on the stage. No, we not. No. No. But yes, they was cutting up on that stage. And why you gonna really say this man made a pass at you? I mean, he said he was raised by his older brother, but it seems like he was raised by his grandmother. But I mean, to say he made a pass at you because he complimented you is just ridiculous. So they said, you know what? I'm comfortable in my skin. And he like, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, but you never really answered the question on why you blocked everybody. Justin said, because I wanted to. Fair enough. When he said that, I felt like what more needs to be said? Like, okay, next, on to the next question. Like, what else is there to say after that? Like, because he wanted to. End the story. He don't like y'all, period. And Nate mentions that he's a crybaby and says he cried. Nate was like, I cry from time to time, but I'm no crybaby. Justin proceeds to prove him right by acting like a crybaby. I understand after Justin probably watched the season back and was seeing what everybody was saying about him, why he, is upset. But he does give crybaby sometimes. Justin gets up acting like he ready to fight Nate. Nate don't even flinch. He just like, look, you ain't about to bust a grape and a fruit fight. So, whatever. He tired of y'all calling him a crybaby. He's sick and tired. So, they breaking the fight up, but the two men are still talking trash. So really, it turned into like a Love and Hip Hop reunion, if you ask me. Alexis calmed Justin down in the back, and Nate is upset because of this accusation. Rightfully so. You don't put that kind of accusation out on somebody, especially with that is your reasoning behind saying this. I mean, if you just don't like Nate, just say you just don't like Nate. So everyone says they don't even believe him. Like he's projecting, not projecting. So they kind of talking smack about him a little bit. But no one believes it. I don't believe it. I don't, like, why, when he said his reason behind it, like, he really could have kept that to himself. So Kevin asked Justin when he came back on the stage why he unfollowed, like, everybody else. Besides Nate aside, why'd you unfollow everybody? Like Kristen, for example. Justin explained to everyone's fate. And he unfollowed Stasha simply because, I mean, that's Nate's wife. Okay, I'll take it. Look, you and your woman can go. I'll take that one. He's saying everybody fake. I don't know. So he said, Nate was like, look, you didn't clear up anything. And you just always in your feelings, Justin. That's what Nate is saying. Kevin said, one man complimenting another man doesn't make him gay, just like a man complimenting a woman doesn't mean he wants her. I think that's a good analogy. Because sometimes women, will get a compliment and it's like, ooh, he tried to talk to me, girl. Ooh, he just said you look nice. Like, y'all so used to not being around, like, gentlemen or just respectful people that you just make something out of nothing. Like, I've literally seen a woman get excited because a man held the door open for her at a gas station. Like, the standards are in hell. So when somebody's just being nice, like, y'all don't even understand it, just don't even know how to take it. It's crazy. So Justin's still in his feelings. Everybody just want to move on. We get into Kristen and Mitch, and they said, they're okay, they're amicable. They ain't back together though. Mitch said he felt ganged up on that last night when Kristen said she'll leave the door ajar. Kristen said, it's because of how they ended things. Like, they was even joking, like, oh, well, we can still have sex with each other. Girl, what? Why was you joking like this? This man said he didn't want you. Oh, my gosh. But, yes, that made it confusing. Gave very much mixed signals to Kristen. Kristen said she moved on, and I'm glad. But I think the door's still a little cracked. Like, just a small little crack. Like, if he tapped that thing, it would open again. You feel me? So we get into Lindy and Miguel. Immediately I'm bored. I don't know who's worse, Lindy and Miguel or Morgan and Ben. But we gonna get into it anyway. So they're still together as of the reunion, but are they still together now? Because the streets is talking and they saying they really not. I don't know. I think because the streets is talking and they saying ain't nobody together. But I think if there's one couple who could still be together, I think it's them. So Lindy moved into Miguel's place. I got something on my tooth. And she's on, she's on his insurance. She's moving into his home. She's, not really doing much else. Is she working? Like, I know she said she works when she feel like it, but have you felt like it? I'm just wondering. So Lindy says she plays Dungeons and Dragons weekly. Girl, you better. You ain't doing nothing else? They discussed the weekend trip with the couples and Miguel having issues with her flaws and all. Shout out to Beyonce. Miguel says he loves her and everything that comes with her. If he's going to love her, he got to love everything about her. Good, bad, or indifferent. And she said, she's working on her self-growth. Lindy said that he's seen her level 10. Well, he ain't left at this point, he ain't leave yet, so it must not have been that bad. I mean, his level 10 is pretty... it's pretty hard to deal with as well. Kevin asked about the last name issue. Lindy said she hyphenated her name. That's the girl, you can't just take it on. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, it's like, okay, Miguel, you gotta do this. Miguel, you gotta do that. Miguel, okay, fine. You did everything I asked, so I'll hyphenate it. But she better have at least done that. I don't know why they couldn't have just agreed to do that to begin with. I don't even know why this was a thing. So Lindy says she'll be a better parent to the real baby because they talked about that baby doll. And they said they want to buy a house first, then have children. Sasha and Nate come out, and Kevin said this may be one of the greatest couples of all time. Greatest couples where? According to who? For what? Huh? How? Are you meaning just on MAFS, period? Because the earlier seasons, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's still together from the early seasons, but they had a couple of couples that, come on now. Misha said in her review / live that she feels like the greatest couple was Amani and Woody. I agree with that. As far as like the more recent seasons, definitely Amani and Woody, hands down. They are so cute. They are genuinely in love. And I think, honestly, that was the very last time I had a couple to root for. So shout out to Woody and Amani and their growing family and their new home. And they just living and thriving. They said that they spend time between both of their homes. And pretty much she's still not comfortable in her house. Point blank period. He probably will never be. And he said he has 8 months left on his lease. 8 months left? When did they film the reunion? Like, how soon after filming Rap did they film the reunion? Because did you literally just get the lease just to be on the show? So where were you living at before? I don't want to hear. He could have got out of that lease. He just ain't want to. 8 months left. You're throwing money out the window. Whew, okay. He got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So they start arguing about about Stasha wanting Nate to open up to her. Like, she still don't feel like he opening up. Same thing she's been complaining about all season long. Stasha says she's getting more from Nate, but it's still not what she wants. Like, it's not enough. And she's just so controlling. Her nagging, if you watch my Love is Blind reviews, or you're watching Love is Blind, it's like reminiscent of Zenib on the show. It's like the women are just nagging like, stop. Nate is really actually trying. He really is. Like, Nate, I thought I wasn't going to like Nate, and Nate is probably my favorite person from the season. Nate finally told her that he loves her, and Sasha's still unsatisfied. She like, look, I mean, yeah, you said it, like, yeah, you get my coffee or get, make dinner every now and then. And Nate like, oh, wait a minute, I planned all these dates, I've done all these things, and you still are like basically belittling what he's doing, and he's just calling her out. I don't see them lasting, not at all. They're not on the same page of when they want to have children. Now, with the rumors and the streets talking, saying about couples not making it, I believe these two. I think after the reunion is over and done with, once the new season is about to start, I think they're going to come out with a statement letting us know. Because it ain't looking good. They might try to hold on a little longer, like just to save face. But they really can go ahead and just end it. Like, I'm not even trying to advocate for people getting divorced, but y'all just seem incompatible. So we going to Kristen and Mitch. And there's a lot to unpack here for some reason. Because I thought when Mitch said it was over. But it's still some tension lingering between the two. Kristen and Mitch talk about his lack of attraction to her on the honeymoon when he told her that, when he really didn't have to tell her. I felt like when he told her, that should have made her scale back instead of like pushing forward even more to try to like get him to like her. It was just sad to watch. So Kristen was shocked that he wasn't attracted to her. Like, she couldn't even believe it. And she said, truth be told, I still don't believe it. Like, ain't no way, you not attracted to me? What? How are you not attracted to me? Honey, believe it. Babe, come close, Kristen, because we had to talk this last time. I had to talk to you the last time on decision day. He don't want you. He don't find you attractive. Did she look beautiful? Yes, she did. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and Mitch don't see it for her. He just don't like her. Sheesh. So Kevin asked Mitch why he slept with her since he wasn't attracted to her. And he said, you know what? The way she handled his rejection with such grace and poise made him like get caught up in a moment and sleep with her. That don't even make no sense. He was better off saying I was drunk. After they disagreed about, they showed a clip that we never seen, that we didn't need to see, because who cares, about Kristen getting upset because Mitch said he doesn't think she has hobbies. Kristen was like, look, you can see that's when I it started to shift and turn, and I was starting to resent him, and I just don't think he was ready to be married. I just think he wasn't ready to be married to you, Kristen. That's it. If she was a dirty foot, beach surfing, babe that he liked, he would have been ready. Those women just don't want him. Kevin asks Mitch if he still has feelings for Kristen. Mitch says yes, and this is what I'm talking about. You leading her on, you giving her mixed signals, like stop it. So Kevin asks if there's a chance of them reconciling. Mitch said the likelihood is low. For some reason, that confused Kevin, because Kevin was like, look, there's a likelihood a no or yeah. Basically, though, he just wanted yes or no. Like, are y'all going to reconcile or not? So Mitch was like, look, I said it's unlikely. Kevin, Kevin be, one thing about, he be on a woman's side. Now, I'm fine in this situation. It was that other season with that, with Jacob and the one girl that I wasn't feeling Kevin when he was doing the most over there. But for Kristen, she deserves some backup. Even though part of it, Kirsten is partly to blame. She was playing boo-boo the fool. Like, I mean, the red flags was on fire and she chose to ignore them. Like, I mean, Mitch was making it plain. Women, sometimes we just refuse to listen. Like, he said it. He said he ain't want you from the day y'all met. He wanted your mama who had a face full of makeup, though. Kristen said, look, I know my worth, so I don't care. You talking to him and a Han, talking about it's likely, it's unlikely. It don't even much matter because I know I'm a good catch. Honey, but you know what? Because I be wanting to back Kristen up in these moments when she's like, yes, women power. She turn around when it's just the two of them and ain't nobody else around. And she just be up thanking him for treating her bad, and it just undoes everything she just did. But she's like, I'm good. I'm good off Mitch. Krista said that the turn for her was when he had that conversation with her sister about her, not wearing no makeup and dressing down. And she was like, that was her breaking point. She just, how was that your breaking point? Because why on the very last night was the door ajar? And he had to be like, look, close the damn door. Okay, whatever you say. Mitch is sitting up there steadily apologizing. Why? Why, Mitch? You felt how you felt. Stand on it. I thought Ben was sitting on the couch for a second or two. So Kevin asked if Kristen would have said yes on decision day if Mitch would have said yes. Yes, Kevin, she would have. Kristen lied, in my opinion, allegedly, saying that she would have said no. No, you would not have said no. Girl, you could have just been like, look, in a moment, I probably would have said yes, but now I'm thinking about it, like, no. When he embarrassed her in front of everybody, then it turned to a no. Otherwise, the door was cracked. And I have no idea why. Mitch said he went back to his old life like he wanted to do. He was hinting around and saying he wanted to go back to his old life when he was talking about he couldn't ride that bicycle no more. Kristen says she's been traveling to New York for work, and she recently started dating again. Good for you, Kristen. You go, girl. Morgan and Ben come out as fast as they came out, as fast as they can turn back around and leave. Morgan's stomping all around like it's her first time wearing heels ever. And Kevin asks if Morgan's an RN. She says, I've been a nurse. Okay, but have you been an RN? Have you been an RN? It's levels to it. You could have been an LPN over there. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. We don't even care, but I guess she got a point to prove. I just know if I go to the hospital and I see Morgan, I'm leaving. That's all I know. So Ben feels like Justin threw him up under the bus by, having their conversations on speakerphone in front of Alexis. It really was unnecessary for Justin to have done that. Like, he shouldn't have did that. But he should have still stood on him wanting to vent to his friend. But Ben just giving yes man, yep, yep, yep. Everything she's saying, yep, I understand, I agree. Oh, Ben, I hate to see it. I hate it for you. I hate it. Now's the time. You ain't gonna see her no more. Stand up for yourself. Morgan says she doesn't regret divorcing Ben. Of course not. They weren't gonna work anyway. They didn't even look like they should be together. They just don't even seem like they had anything in common. When I saw their pictures, I was just like, no. So Ben said he wasn't ready to be married, and he hasn't healed like his inner child. Kevin was like, what does that mean? Y'all got all these terms and slogans, and y'all, going to therapy regularly. Explain yourself. Ben talks about his childhood trauma briefly again, because we heard a little bit on the show, and said Morgan helped him realize that. You're giving her too much, Ben. You putting 20 on 10. You sprinkling a little too much on that. It's giving her a little too much. Validating her and making her feel. And when are we finally... So we just not going to address the fact that Morgan's a liar. Like, we just going to keep on... Like, and since she's here... I mean, I didn't care if she didn't come out. She didn't even really need to be there. But since she's here, why are we not addressing the fact that she lied? She is a liar that liked to lie. She did lie. Like, we just scooted on past it like we always do. And let Ben take all the blame. That's why he was just shaking his head to get it over with. So, Ben said he invited her out to brunch to apologize again. Morgan said that's all she needed to hear. And then what Kevin did say that I agree with, he was like, look, he apologized to you 1,000,000 times on the show. She gonna say, oh, you know, it was inauthentic. People was telling him what to say. No, they weren't. He literally said the same thing that he just said today on the couch. He literally said the same thing on the show. Like, almost verbatim. Like, how many times do you want him to say it? Because I would have been like, girl, if he didn't lie, we would have never been in that situation in the first place. Yeah, he didn't have to go running his loose lips, and she shouldn't have been lying. Period. This just wasn't meant to be. Like, at the end of the day, they said they're friends, and I don't even see how, because Morgan can hold a grudge. So Kevin asked if their relationship could be repaired. No, we don't want it. Morgan says she's moved out of San Diego. Ben looks relieved because he was about after she said no on their early decision day. He was looking like he was ready. He said he was thinking about moving. So she did. She beat him to the punch, and he's glad about it. She says she's traveling right now. She's dated, nothing serious. Ben said he's traveling for work. He got a new job, but he doesn't want to date anytime soon, like real distant future. Alexis and Justin step out. They said like they weren't in love, but they had love for each other. And Justin said he was a little too hasty and said it too fast. We find out they had sex on the honeymoon. That's why you were saying it so fast. Y'all was wrapped up in a nice warm air and y'all just got done, you know, doing the grown up, and you know the mood was just right. So yeah. Justin said they had sex on the first and third night. And he was like, yeah, I mean, we orgasm. I mean, it sounded like you did. Thinking about Kevin Frazier's face, he was like, baby, that was funny. That had me hollering. Because y'all going around saying y'all thinking that Justin was a virgin. And I was sitting here trying to have Justin's back, but honey, it might be some truth to what y'all saying out there. Maybe he was, because it sounded like you did. And I get it that sometimes men just don't even know. Like, they don't even know. But if you're, and I know he's been celibate for a while, but if you in tune and stuff, like, even if she didn't do that, like, you would know she at least enjoyed it. You fine, you enjoyed it, so you don't care how she feels. It was doomed from the start. But Alexis was never attracted to him, so why did you give him the goods on the honeymoon? I don't know why. So, Justin proceeds to say, he was glad he got his off, and oh well. Especially now that he sees she's been talking trash about him in all them confessionals. So, basically they lied about it because Justin wanted to keep it a secret. Obviously, Justin, you knew it wasn't all that great. That's why you wanted to keep it a secret. Like, I understand, like, not wanting to be like, hey, just, like, doing what Alexis likes to do, telling everybody's business, including Justin's, like, oh, hey, y'all, I know nobody asked, but we had sex. I understand not doing that. Like, if it come up, it come up. But y'all lied about it and made it seem like almost all the way to the end y'all had sex when y'all been doing this all along. And if it was that bad, Alexis, I understand maybe a second go round. Because, the first time, the first time can be, like, tricky. But after you kept doing it and it still was bad, why'd you keep doing it? So, Alexis felt like, he was being manipulative because he was like, look, I'm going to expose the lie and all this stuff, like, thrown in her face. And she don't like that. Just like she don't like him throwing that dog up in her face. So, Justin said she was shading him in the confessionals. Like, he felt like that was low-key manipulative. So, they said they're not together. And Justin said that was his choice. Alexis was like, what? Justin, we know it was not your choice. Okay? Alexis said that she asked for the divorce. She should have asked for it on decision day. This would have nipped all this in the bud. So Justin said she was drunk calling him and drunk texting him and drunk dialing him like Summer Walker on that album. And in the middle of the night, she was, blowing up his phone. And she came to his studio apartment that she was complaining about on episode 3 or whenever they got to the apartments and they was going back to their homes and showing their space. She dragged his apartment through the mud and made it seem like it was like a closet. So you went back to that same apartment. Okay, girl. So Justin said that he allowed her to manipulate him, but he like, baby, that stops today. Okay. And I actually believe there's truth to what he's saying. I do believe that, when she was calling him and stuff, because she like, oh, well, he's there and whatever. I've already done it with him. He's familiar. I'm used to him. Like, then it was just easy to just call him. Like, they was married. They probably still are legally married. So it's like, well, that's my husband. Like, no big deal. I'll just call Justin. But, she don't like him. It is what it is. Justin, ultimately, you didn't make the decision because she asked for the divorce. Like, yeah, you might have, after the fact, something might have happened. But that's after the fact. Anywho, let me know what y'all thinking. I thought it started off good. Got a little slow in the middle. But Alexis and Justin is about to pick it back up. So I'm curious to see what other secrets they want to let out next week. Let me know what y'all thinking down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and help me reach my goal. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.